Okay, after about, a good 15-20 minutes of arguing with the computer, it is now sensing the camera again. So this is good. I can go on with my taping. So we have here the beginning of today's math assignment. This is meant to help review a couple of different ideas. One of the ideas is rectangles. So in a rectangle, you know that opposite sides are congruent. That means they have equal length. Yes, I do want you to copy this down. The word congruent is most often used in geometry. It means equal. Just like the word equivalent is used when you're talking about fractions to show equal amounts, the word congruent is used when you're talking about shapes to talk about equal sizes. In this case, excuse me, it's going to be the equal lengths. We also know that a rectangle has all angles being right angles. That means they are 90 degrees. That means you should be able to take the corner of a piece of paper that you didn't cut, and it should line up exactly with the corner of the rectangle, where the vertex, where the two sides come together. The idea of those angles being right angles is not as important to us today as is the idea that you have opposite sides congruent. Why is that important? Well, you are going to be asked to find both the perimeter and the area of each rectangle on this sheet. And they do not seem to give you enough of information in order to find the perimeters. Why? Well, perimeter is measuring the straight line distance around. So if you start at this corner and you walk down this line, you have walked 1.5 centimeters. Apparently you would have to shrink yourself to the size of an ant to do that, but you know. Then you turned the corner and walked this line. You would have walked 6 more centimeters. So really, so far the perimeter is 7.5 centimeters. But in order to get the total perimeter, you need to walk from this corner to this corner and all the way back to where you started from. These two sides do not have a measurement marked. How do you know what they are? Well, you know that they are rectangles, so opposite sides must be congruent. Thus, from this corner to this corner, from the bottom corner to the top corner, must be 1.5 centimeters. And from the left side to the right side, it's opposite, so it must be 6 centimeters long. So in order to find perimeter, you add the distances all the way around the rectangle. That would get you the perimeter. So for the perimeter, no, this is not the answer, you just need to know I'm going to take 1.5 plus 6 plus 1.5 plus 6. 1.5 plus 6 plus 1.5 plus 6. That would give you the perimeter. The area. Area is asking how many squares it would take to cover the bottom. The area is kind of the first measurement that you would find if you also had to find the volume. So area says, oops, do it this way. 6 centimeters this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 centimeters. 1.5 centimeters going up and down. So there's 1 centimeter, but there's also 0.5 centimeter. So I have 1.5 centimeters 6 times. Now we are multiplying with fractions. Remember the rules when you multiply with a fraction? Everything must be a fraction. Well, that was easy. Whole number always goes over 1. What about the mixed number? 2 pieces in one whole thing plus one more half. That means I'm going to multiply 3 halves times 6 over 1. Also remember, if you see, you can cross cancel, divide by the same number. Here I can divide by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 6 divided by 2 is 3. That will save me a step, and now I get 9 over 1, which is 9. If I had not cross-canceled, I would have done 3 over 2 times 6 over 1. I would have gotten 18 over 2, and again, 18 divided by 2, I know that comes out to be 9. Either way, it comes out to 9 without cross-canceling. So the area is 9 centimeters, and I want you to circle the square. This flying 2 means I'm talking about squares. Your perimeter, all you need to do is add them up, and you are talking about centimeters. We have been adding fractions long enough, and these are easy enough ones. A half plus a half is a whole. So you have 1 whole, 2 wholes, 3 wholes, plus 6 plus 6. You should be able to come up with that answer quite nicely. Having shown you number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 should be quite reasonable for you to do. That is your first task. Do not watch the next video until this sheet has all the work and all the answers.